Hi, this is David from Luminys A.I, and I'm here to show you a automated booking system for a retreat's attendees. So I've got a scenario which runs when I have a booking on the Shopify website. We fill in this jot form, capture all the details in Airtable. From Airtable we send them to a Zendit, which is a payment gateway system here in Indonesia, and depending on how close their booking is to the retreat, then we will send them to the corresponding payment page. So they may need to do nothing and it's just a welcome to the retreat. If it's less than 6 months but more than 3 months away, then we'll send them to the second instalment. And from there then, if it's a shorter period again, so if they're booking less than 3 months away from the retreat, then we'll send them the full payment. So if you bear with me, I will show you the automation. It's quite a large one, so if I'm going to do a build breakdown, it will probably be in quite a few series. But it's a really interesting product. So here we are on the customer's website. This is Jackie, and she runs retreats, textile retreats here in Bali, and she brings over ladies to do retreats based around textiles. So if we go onto a retreat booking page here, you'll see they have lots of retreats on offer. So before they were working with Squarespace and nothing was connected at all, so I've introduced them to her to Airtable. And automations. I'm saving her probably close to, 10-15 hours worth of work on each attendee booking, and her retreats are fully booked. She just got starting this week, and 20 people arrived from Australia. So if I was to go onto the booking form here, you'll see unforgettable trip, 16th of June, so next month. We can book ourselves on the retreat. Here's the retreat booking form which I've embedded in for her, which is made by Jotform. Preferred name. I will use my address here in Indonesia. We will use my work email. Notice here that because this is a Java retreat, they only have two options, single or double. But if you were to book a retreat in Bali, then they would have more options available. Same with the form here. I've got if you select here, Instagram, Facebook, it opens this, but in Jotform we've got other. So we'll just go on Facebook, Instagram. Put a contact details. Next, we'll just any old phone number will do. Passport number. Because this is just a test for YouTube, I don't really mind. I'll just make up the details for my date of birth. She requires this for booking flights from Bali to Java. They go over to Yogyakarta. But so if this was a Bali booking form, then these details wouldn't be requested. There's a terms and conditions to read. Okay, retreat policy, read and understand. Okay, so we'll proceed to the payment. There we are, we forward it to the gateway, and we can put the name, address. We're still on test at the moment, so this page here, you can see this page is not real. You can see the figure there, exactly 10 million rupiah, which is roughly 941.96 AUD. So to carry out the test transaction, actually before we do this, I'll show you the entry in Airtable. Okay, so this is the retreat that we've just booked on here. And if I scroll across the Airtable forms, book to twin share, Facebook or Instagram, the deposit is not paid. And then we've got various different stages. So if we return here, I'll show you also no emails have come through yet. I'm not confirmed on the thing until we pay the deposit. Clicking submit. Okay. There we are, thank you for your payment. Now, I don't know if it'll show up on this screen here, but I should get a Slack notification of the payment. I'm going to pop this open and drag over. There we are, that was the Slack notification that just came through. Integromat, so David Smith, just booked the Java expedition, name, retreat, new deposit received and combined installment sent. So, if we go into, there we are, email, this is a fresh new email, 427 down here. So, dear Dave, so I've taken the preferred name, I hope you're well, and there's all the information. We've attached your PDF invoice, it's at the bottom of the document, and then if we open here, we have the invoice. So this was designed and it's run through through Google Slides. We have the name that was captured, the invoice number is auto-generated, the calculations, and then there's the option to pay the deposit straight away. So if I click on this link here, we're sent straight back to send it for 2,600. 2,600. There we are. So give or take a couple of dollars due to the fluctuations in the exchange rate. If we go back to our Airtable, they're not fully paid. Here's a link to the Zendit payment, but there's also a link to the document. I also have it in the Airtable here. Yeah. Where are we? Sorry, the cat's just walked in. So, sorry, lost my trail of concentration there. So yeah, the documents there, we've also got the link to the Google Drive where the document is. Underneath this here, there is a text field which is basically the hyperlink. So utilizing Google Slides, used to be called Google's presentation. So we'll return there. And then the combined installment, because this is less than 3 months, the combined payment has been sent but not paid. So if I go to debit card, carry out the test, payment, we will go live and submit. Again, it's a little bit slow. Just while we're waiting, that explains. There we are, done. So I'm going to return to my email, and you should see shortly a receipt of payment. There we are. How have you been? You've received your final payment, so you're all up to date, and here's a receipt. Amazing. Exactly what they need. So bear with me. I'm going to show you all of the whole scenario in make.com, how it functions, how it works. So I'll just take a quick pause and then rejoin you. I just wanted to show you one thing that I should have done, which was, now if we go back to our Airtable, the combined payment is now received. Another element to this build, which I forgot at the start of the build of this video to show you, was I built them an interface. So this is a Airtable interface. Basically, they can track bookings. If we go back to, what was the name of that retreat? This is the Java Expedition June. If I go to here, I can select the record. Java Expedition in June. Bali, Java Expedition June. Okay. There we are. We can track the different payments and the revenue. So this is in AUD. We have $11,000 in revenue. We have the number of attendees, the duration is 14 days, the price for each room. We've got attendee details, so this is for the staff there to track, so what rooms are selected, the contact emails, what payment status they're at, so if they paid their second instalment, final instalment, combined instalment. Later on, they need to request. So in a month's time, I've got an automation to send them a flight details request. So let's Jackie and the team know which flight they're arriving on, what time they're landing, what time they'll be flying out, what airline, and also if they've booked a sharing room, who they'll be sharing with. These options here are for optional extras for their upselling on the registration. And then we have where did they find us? So just some tracking for them, but we're still working on the dashboard. So yeah, that's that. I'll get into make.com and show you the automation. Okay, so this is the automation channel, and this is Jackie's channel in particular. So I'll start with the first one, which is basically capturing their deposit payment and sending a welcome email. The first point, the data entry, and when the attendee fills in a form, they actually do it on Jotform, and Jotform via a integration just fills in the Airtable, and then I have some automations in there. So basically the route for a normal payment is I will get a webhook from Zendit. Once they've been sent to the payment window, I'll get so from here we get a webhook. This is my webhook here via the router. If the description matches test, it's a lot easier to demonstrate. And then if the formula is if email equals payer email, which is how they label it, then I will get the record. So yeah, I get an output here, collect the record ID from this module here, 15. You can see it flash there. 15, okay. Then we filter. So depending on the things, I can show you. So this would be the currency API. So I have a free currency API.com v1 latest, and you put a GET request. I'll have to block out this API key here. I get currencies, IDR, and then I'm not going to scroll down because I'll have to then work on covering more. I pass the output. So take the data from this module here, which is basically IDR equals this, and then we get create an invoice. So I'm creating an invoice. Again, I'm going to have to block out an API here. So let's have to scroll down quickly and then put it out of the screen. So I pass on all of these details here. So we have an external ID, combined installment for the retreat name, which comes from this module here. The description for the amount, is I round down the past data from this module here, because there's so many zeros. I'm not really interested in anything after the decimal point. So that is then multiplied by the combined installment. Just so I get the price in Indonesian rupiah, because Zendit won't allow payments in its non-native currency. I can have it on the receipt, but I can't physically take it. So this is the combined second installment for this amount here, and final installment for the retreat name, which will take place on the retreat duration. So Raki Jackie's Textiles is now fully Indonesian company, hence the price is shown in Indonesian rupiah, but has been correctly adjusted to AED benchmark. Then we have the figure here from the combined installment. Is calculated on today's currency exchange rate, and then we just round down again. Then we have duration, customer name, and just a few more details. From here, we do some real magic with our Google Sheets. So I have a template in Google Drive. I have two templates in Google Drive. So we have, goodness, sample. Receipt. Just the template. So yeah, we have receipt, and then we have these placeholders. So can pass on, put through these double curly brackets. These are placeholders. So we can insert an invoice number, the date, the full name, address, the retreat name, the price. So the price is repeated there. Today's exchange rate. The exchange rate. So basically the subtotal, which is the price times the subtotal, and then that gives us our total in IDR. And then there's the option for the deposit pay button. So back to make.com. I also have another one called payment link, which was hidden underneath this button here. So we have payment link, we have invoice number, which is the unique ID from our Airtable. Going down, unique ID. Each customer has a random number generated for them. Accumulating number. So the next attendee will be 475. We put the date in, which is now, but we've used the format date to give us a date, month, year. Then we insert their address, the retreat name, the combined installment price, the exchange rate rounded down again. Then we put in the price from this module here, which is amount. So there's the actual final figure. And then we insert it into our Google Drive. I'm going to change this over when we hand over to the client. And then using this module here, which is the insert links, I replace the text payment link with the link to Zendit payment. So external invoice, you can see there. So if I head back to slides, if I pick up this, you'll see there's the placeholder. Genius way. I'm really pleased with that. So I created a link that you can pay, and then we've got terms and conditions on the bottom of the invoice. Then we do the download a file. So basically we enter the presentation ID from either of these two will do. It's the same template we were working with. I have clicked on the show advanced, and because it's a Google slide, we want to download it as a PDF. Then we send out the custom email, so welcome aboard the retreat for this duration. I'm using HTML, inserting a load of variables, then further down we send it to their email address, their full name. I'm CCing, I'll insert that later, I'll CC Jackie for that, and then we attach the document. So that's the document that came from a Google Drive. There we are. So send the email, then we update the Airtable with the same record ID from 49, so 49 was this module here. We don't need to update any fields so far until we get to, I put the date of the deposit so I know, just useful for tracking. I've put in the link to the Zendit payment link, which is inserted into the file. I download the file also again, putting it into Airtable. Which if I click here, just to remind you, we'll go back to new data. It's feeding time in my house. Sorry, I've shot past it. So this is the combined invoice, which is here. There we are, and you can see that the button is now active. If you look in the bottom left corner, you can see there, and if I do this actually, so it's already been paid. So if I need to, we can send this again. So I even have another automation set up to send to a reminder if they haven't paid within 1 week, then we remind them again. Yep. And then we have one more module which, after we've updated the Airtable with all that information, we create a Slack notification. So we go to, we've done all the login obviously, we put the channel ID, private channel, which is the retreat automations. Then I've used their blocks and created a new booking. It's a bit like JSON. And then I've put in all of the details. So if I go back to my Slack, you can see all of the information here. You've got the image of the calendar. We've got various different 1 second installment. Sometimes it's just a payment. But if we need to from Slack, or if Jackie or the team need to, they can click on the link and view the attendee details. And then the other automations, they are pretty similar. So say they were to book say it's between 6 months, 3 and 6 months, they would come down this route. Basically the same, except we request we're going to request that they pay the second installment only. So instead of it being the combined installment, basically the same. And then if they were to book and it's more than 6 months away, so it's basically standard retreat, we just send them the retreat receipt. So this, you can see here, this says retreat template. Basically we put in our unique ID, we could give them the date, address, deposit value. Deposit's always, the rate is fixed at 10,000 for the deposit, and then their final value is 10 million Indonesian rupiah. So then we download the file, again converting to PDF, sending the email, updating the deposit paid, and then we send them the Slack notification. That is the first part. Then for the second part, we also get a webhook from the Zendit, and from there, sorry, I've got another cat, one moment. This one's Bjorka. I'll bring her to the camera so you can see, she's got different coloured eyes. Very cute but very noisy. Yeah, so this will then collect the Airtable record. If it doesn't go up this route, then it will get fired down here. It will search for records. There is no formula for this. Basically just want to bring any of them back. The filters on this occasion are slightly different. So if the second Zendit payment link has ID, contains, case insensitive, contains the ID, so basically if it contains this number here, then it will go down this route here of updating the record, creating a receipt and emailing the receipt to the client. So in the previous case we had the ID matched, the ID matched this number here. If you can see at the tail end, it ends in 3E7. So I believe our last email, our last payment window will have brought them down this route, where update the record to say that they have paid. Ooh. And then, yeah. Okay, some broken links. I'll have to let them know about that. So we'll book again. Dave, address, Indonesia. So you'll see now as I get into, I'll send to a different email address this time. Different room selections, because this is Bali, they have the option for a triple share, so I might as well book that. Same again, conditional logics. So basically I've got 2 of those forms. And this time they are a repeat booker. I'll put myself as a contact, put a flight number, proceed to payment. Okay, do the same again. continue. And then next we just do another test, so we'll run the test environment. I think this website should go live tomorrow, but if you want to go on some retreats in Indonesia, learn a bit of stitching, would highly recommend it. She's a really nice lady as well. So if I go back to the retreats here, you'll see I just booked in on Pauline Rogers. Deposit should be not paid. Triple share. Not paid just yet. I don't know what the delay is. There we are. We've just received, and there we are. Got the Slack notification. There's the date. There's the deposit and second installment email. So yeah, if I check my email one moment, I'll go into my personal email address. Okay. There we are. Option to pay. So we've got 1,000 to pay. There's the price, and then a clickable link. What more could you ask for? When we go live, this will be no longer a test, and then all of these other options will go away because these are no good to anyone outside of Indonesia. It will just be the payment window. So I hope you enjoyed the build. I'm going to probably go down the route of explaining these a bit more, show you the next stages of our automations, because this is just the first one. As you can see, if I go further down the line, we've got reminders for sending out the secondary emails, third emails, final emails. So we've also sending out the flight details. So when they're ready, and we want to send them an email to request the flight details of when they're arriving. Yeah, it's great. So if you've enjoyed the video, if you feel I've given good quality, good advice, I hope the audio is okay. I've got this new setup, and it's bugging me a little bit, but we'll get there. Okay, so yeah, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Feel free to comment. I'll try and read comments, get back to you. And if you want me to do any builds, I'm going to start incorporating my own booking form further down the line.